Coming up this Sunday at Lincoln Amphitheatre is a terrific show you may want to participate in. Hello and welcome to WJTS-Inform. I'm your host, Bill Potter. Joining me in the studio is the Executive Director for Lincoln Amphitheatre, and that is Dan Wilkinson. Dan, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
The we're going to talk about the show this coming Sunday, and we'll also talk a little bit about Lincoln Amphitheatre. For those that don't know, what is Lincoln Amphitheatre and where is it located?
Okay. Well, hopefully most people know, but Lincoln Amphitheatre is located in Lincoln State Park. It's been there since 1987. It was originally built for the purpose of an Abraham Lincoln dramatic production that would tell the story of Abraham Lincoln's life in Spencer County. And it still is there for that purpose. We still do that. But we also have other arts and cultural programs as well. So it's kind of just a nice place in the community for cultural programs and entertainment and learn about Lincoln, and it's just a beautiful facility.
I think it's neat that, I know it used to be centered mostly on Lincoln, that's all that you did, but I think it's neat that now that you do other shows, like the show coming up this Sunday. And I think just last year, a couple of years ago, you added a Christmas show, which is not held at the amphitheater, but it's part of your group that's held at Heritage Hills.
Right. That location is kind of still to be determined this year, but last year it was at Heritage Hills. And yeah, we've tried to kind of branch out and do more things and kind of do more year-round programming. And part of that is that we want to do more things and be more visible, and part of that is just the reality of money and what you have to do, and you have to kind of do what you can to support what you really want to do, which is a Lincoln show.
And you have money coming from a couple of different ways, don't you? You have some state funding.
We receive
not
some
as much as you'd
funding.
like, I'm sure.
Right, we'd like to
but
see
you also
more.
have private donors, I'm sure, and then also ticket sales.
Right. And so that's always, in any theater, that's always a challenge is getting all of those sources and supporting what you want to do.
Okay, now we'll talk about the show this coming Sunday. What is it, and when does it play?
Okay, it's called Celtic Song and Dance. It's going to be this Sunday afternoon, 2 p.m. Central Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And it's a Louisville-based band, and they do kind of a variety of traditional and contemporary music, but it's kind of acoustic and folk music, some Irish music. And they're very interactive, so they'll probably make you kind of sing along and clap along at times. And then there's also some dancers that go along with it as well.
So on the stage, I always think of the river dance. Is it that kind of dancing? What kind of dancing?
It really is the same kind of dancing as you would see in river dance. Now, it's not a huge big line across the stage, kind of like that, but it's a pretty big group of students. It's called the McTaggart Irish Dancers, and it's a dance school in Lexington, Kentucky, and they travel around and put on these programs.
I don't know what it is about Irish or Celtic music, but there's just something about that is really captivating, and it's just a lot of fun.
Well, it really is, and it's kind of lively usually, and it's kind of related somewhat to bluegrass music, or there's kind of cultural connections there. So I have people who like bluegrass kind of tend to like this too.
Okay. And now this show is Sunday. At what time?
2 p.m. Central Time.
Okay, which is 3 p.m. Eastern.
3 p.m. Eastern.
Don't get that part messed up. There is a meal that you can purchase separately as part of your tickets, but you need to order tickets right away. You need to order that meal ahead of time.
You need reservations for the meal. We usually want those 3 days in advance. So this is Sunday afternoon. Probably if you call in Friday morning, you can still sneak in and get that meal. It's catered by the Chateau Restaurant. It's a pork chop meal. It comes with baked potato and green beans and coleslaw, and a real good meal. So whether you sleep in or go to church, you can just run out to Lincoln Amphitheatre then and have dinner and have a show and make a day of it.
Okay, now the show, how much are tickets? And because if you're not going to do the meal, you could just show up at the door and get tickets, right?
You can, and there would be plenty of tickets available. We do encourage people to purchase them ahead of time, and you'll save $3 on adult tickets if you do that. So you're saving money by getting them ahead of time.
Then how much is a ticket, and how much are kids' tickets?
Okay, tickets are $12. That's in advance. Be $15 if you showed up at the door, and then children. If they are 6 and under, would be $6.
Okay. And the tickets, if you get them at the door, or you can order them in advance. And is there an intermission? How long does this show go? Is it? Give me an idea how that rundown is going to be on the show.
Probably a couple of hours, and there would be an intermission.
Okay.
And so, of course, we have a concession stand, so you can get a drink, get a snack in between, and sure.
Now, does weather ever play a part in shows at Lincoln Amphitheatre?
Occasionally. It is completely covered and roofed, so
Okay.
most rain is not a problem. The show would go on. The only reason it wouldn't would be kind of a blowing thunderstorm, which we experienced on our last night of the Lincoln program. But
Well, you can't
You never
battle
know,
Mother Nature. You
but
never
usually
know.
not a problem.
Okay. And this is a show really for families, for older folks, for younger folks. It's everything in between.
It really is, and that's one reason we brought them back. They were here last spring, and people really enjoyed it. People who came want to know when they were coming back, or people who missed it said, "Oh, we'd really like a chance to see that." And so that's kind of why we had them back again this year. So yeah, it's great for all ages. Anybody can enjoy it.
What are some upcoming shows that you're excited about?
Well, some other things will be coming up. In October, we host a Trail of Terror around the amphitheater. So if you're into kind of spooky, scary things or being scared, that's a real popular event now that we do every year. So that'll be coming up. And then, like I say, we've started this Christmas program, and that's called Scrooge's Christmas, actually written by the same man who wrote our Lincoln drama. And it's short. It's only an hour long, so it's kind of a condensed, kind of humorous take on the Scrooge story. But it really gets you in the Christmas spirit.
Have you gotten together yet to decide next year's season? Like I said, you may have, but maybe that's a secret we can't let out
Well,
yet.
there's always lots of secrets. So yeah, there's discussions and meetings and all kinds of things taking place now to determine what would happen next year.
If someone wants to find information out about Lincoln Amphitheatre, you have a website.
We have a website. You can go to lincolnamphitheatre.org. Amphitheater is spelled T-R-E, not T-E-R.
Okay.
So that's the website. You can also call into our box office from 9 to 5 Central Time, and that number is 800-264-4223, or to remember that, it's 4ABE, 4ABE.
Okay, now, also, I know Lincoln charges a gate fee, although I don't know if the gate will be open.
For this program,
Yeah,
you would not have to pay the gate fee if you're coming to the show.
Okay, you tell them I'm going to the show. And
You tell them
okay.
I'm going to Lincoln Amphitheater, they'll wave you on through.
Because the Lincoln Amphitheatre driveway, I guess, is just shortly after the gate, and then you've got a huge parking lot.
Right. So yeah, normally you don't have to pay the gate fee, and because we're in the state park, but we're kind of separate from the state park.
Okay, is there anything that you'd like to add about this weekend show?
Just, excuse me, encourage everybody to come out. Like I say, it'll be a great show, and lots of tickets available, and give us a call or go to our website.
All right, Dan, thank you very much.
Thank you for
Our guest has
having me.
been Dan Wilkinson. He is the Executive Director for Lincoln Amphitheatre. Celtic Song and Dance is coming this Sunday to the Lincoln Amphitheatre, and the show time is 2 p.m. Central Time, 3 p.m. Eastern. If you want to order a meal ticket, you better do so right away, first thing in the morning. If not, you can still buy tickets for the show at the gate, but you can't buy tickets for the meal unless you order those ahead of time. Dan, thank you very much for being on the show. Thank you for watching WJTS Inform. We are local people watching local people.